We have a big AFC matchup in Week 16 between the Miami Dolphins and the Las Vegas Raiders. Lots of storylines, injury stuff surrounding both of these teams as we head into this matchup on Saturday night. Let's get into the latest surrounding the Miami Dolphins heading into their matchup with the Las Vegas Raiders. Got some injury stuff to get into in just a moment, but including on DeVante Parker and Mike Gesicki here, Mitch.
Yeah, absolutely. So DeVante Parker has been the number one wide receiver for this Dolphins team the entire season and had a little bit of a breakout year last year, over 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, top 5 in terms of yards. But you see all these leading receivers for Miami, none of them played last week, and they still came away with a W. So obviously, if you got a young quarterback in Tua, you're hoping that you're going to have some of these pieces. So let's first talk about DeVante Parker. Missed Week 15 with that hamstring injury, but all reports indicated that he was actually going to be able to play. However, he goes out there, starts warming up, and then is like, oh no, I felt something. And if you're a DeVante Parker fan or if you're a Dolphins fan out there, you're like, man, this is an injury going all the way back to training camp that continues to flare up on him. Now, there is a report out right now that the belief is he's going to be able to play in Week 16. However, it's the exact same thing we heard last week. You just don't quite know what is exactly going to happen with a hamstring injury. So for Parker's case, we'll see if he's able to be ready to rock and roll.
Also, Mike Gesicki has been a guy who's been in and out of the lineup. He's been a really good find and develop type of player in Miami. He's kind of come out of nowhere the last year and a half or so as their top tight end here. He's been dealing with the shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of these guys, when he first came out of Penn State, he has all the athletic attributes, if you will, to be a true pass-catching tight end in today's NFL. Now, he did miss last week. That was, I believe, his first game he missed on the season. Now, for Gesicki, he could return this upcoming week, but for the Dolphins, they just simply need more offensive options. I mean, you're using players like Durham Smythe, and you're using guys like Lynn Bowden Jr. to really be that safety blanket for Tua, and yet you still see a quarterback who is able to get it done, get these pieces going. But, I mean, if Gesicki and DeVante Parker play against a really banged-up Raiders secondary, it could be a long day for Vegas.
I promise you this. The plan when Brian Flores named Tua the starter was not to have Parker hurt, not to have Gesicki hurt. The idea was, hey, we got some team-friendly weapons healthy.
Exactly.
Let's see if our rookie quarterback can make a playoff push. And now they've been all banged up, but they just keep on winning games. We'll see what happens in this Dolphins versus Raiders matchup, and it's a big one, especially for Miami, because that number 7 seed very much up for grabs still in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, so right now they have the tiebreaker over the Ravens. I believe it's due to conference record, and if it's tied up now after the games, then it goes to the strength of schedule, essentially. So with the Dolphins at 9-5, the reason why this is such a big game for them, I mean, they have a really difficult matchup in Week 17 against the Buffalo Bills, and I'll say this. If it's not for the Chiefs, the team that's playing the best football right now is the Buffalo Bills. The only loss they've had in the last 6 games is that Hail Murray type of play, and Josh Allen is playing elite football. If you're Miami, I would say that, sure, you should be able to take care of business against the Raiders.
That's a must-win if you're Miami.
But for the Bills, man, I mean, that's tough because I think the Ravens, they're going to win at least 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a really easy stretch. So if you're Miami,
it's tough sledding.
It's going to be really, really tough sledding.
So predict the final Dolphins record, 9-5. They've got the Raiders. They've got the Bills, both on the road to finish things up. I'm going to go 10-6. I think they'll split the final 2, and 10-6 and not making the playoffs, that's still a possibility, which would be unfortunate for Miami.
Yeah, I'm on board with you as well there, Harrison. I'm going to go with 10-6 as well. If there's any Dolphin fans out there, our Miami Dolphins YouTube channel just crossed 8,000 subscribers. Simple. More subs equals more videos. So if you guys haven't, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's youtube.com/Dolphins News.
NFL Daily has partnered up with Fanatics, and if you don't know what Fanatics is, basically it's a sports apparel company. NFL gear, college football, Major League Baseball, NBA. They have tons of t-shirts, hoodies, hats, socks, keychains, all kinds of stuff for your favorite teams across every single sport. And hey, if you want to get a perfect stocking stuffer for Christmas or even a post-Christmas gift, just give them a gift card. It's hard to pick out. Like, a lot of people are in between sizes, right? Like, Sometimes I wear an XL. Sometimes I like a bigger shirt. I wear a 2X, whatever it is. If you don't know how to pick it out, just get a gift card. Chatsports.com/gift card. And Mitch, these are just many examples of the items you can get with our partner Fanatics. But I suggest just getting a gift card and letting your loved ones pick out what they want.
So my family, they're from Pennsylvania, and you can't go to any stores right now due to COVID. Nope. And I don't know about you, if I'm going to try on clothes, I would like to actually be able to try it on. But with the gift card idea is you can just keep it, and whenever you need to be able to figure out whatever you need to get, you can go ahead and do it. The other day I asked my girlfriend, what size are you? And she about flipped me off. So I can't win that one either. I'm just going to let her pick out what gift she wants, and I'm going to let my dad figure out what he wants.
Also, I don't know about you, but when grandparents are like, what do you want this year? I'm like, cash or gift cards are easiest because then I can just pick it out. But they're always like, oh no. And I'm like, gift cards are the best gift because you can pick it yourself. You don't want to be that guy that has to take back presents because grandma didn't know what you to get.
Grandma still get me VHS tapes.
Just get a gift card from Fanatics. Chatsports.com/gift card. It's the perfect present this holiday season. Let's get into the latest surrounding the Raiders and Derek Carr heading into this matchup. Mitch, take it away.
So, obviously, Derek Carr left the first quarter against the Los Angeles Chargers on Thursday Night Football. He pulled up with a groin injury after going 3 of 5 and was leading a nice drive for the Raiders. As soon as that happened, me included, everyone took a big old gulp and goes, oh no, what's going to happen now? Marcus Mariota came into the game, looked very good, and now there's a little bit of a debate going on amongst Raider Nation and who should start going forward. So Carr, when the injury initially happened, they said it was going to be a 10 to 14-day time for his groin to heal. Well, with all the days that have passed, now its timetable is about 7 to 10 days of rest that he needs. However, Derek saw Marcus Mariota play and was like, oh, wow, that guy looked pretty dang good.
He did.
And if I need to be able to keep my job, should I potentially come back? Now, I've given my 2 cents of this on the Las Vegas Raiders Report, and for all you Raider fans out there that haven't subbed yet, you can see the link below, youtube.com/Raiders Report. But apparently Carr is pissed, and he wants to play Week 16.
Look, Derek Carr's a competitor. We know that. He's having a good season. He's frustrated at how things have unfolded in recent weeks. And on top of that, Marcus Mariota came in and gave the Raiders a very good chance of winning that Chargers game, a must-win, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Playoff hope still alive, but dwindling at this point and pretty unlikely. And Derek Carr knows the situation. It's been the situation for a couple of years where kind of year in and year out, he's having to fight to keep his job in Las Vegas. That's what it's been for, 2 years now?
Yeah.
You've been covering this team on a daily basis for 2.5 years, and he's had to earn his spot. And if Marcus Mariota, hypothetically, Mitch, plays the rest of the season from an outsider looking in, plays well, that could muddy things up heading into the offseason for this team at the quarterback position.
Absolutely. And not only just that, you finally saw what a mobile quarterback looks like in John Gruden's system. And I think Carr's done a fantastic job this season. But the one thing that he's never going to be is a mobile quarterback. And, well, it looked pretty darn good this past week with Marcus Mariota picking up some clutch first downs. But at the end of the day, they didn't pick up a win when it mattered the most. So go down in the comments section. Let us know who should start Week 16. Type MM for Marcus Mariota. Type DC for Derek Carr. My 2 cents on this, Harrison, I'm going to rock and roll with Mariota because, for me, you're going to bring back Derek Carr next year because his contract is so favorable. $22.125 million in 2021, $19.6 million in 2022 if you end up keeping him. But for Mariota, either you pay him or you let him go, in my opinion, because if you let him go, you can save $10.1 million, and this is the time where he needs to earn his contract.
What about this scenario, Mitch? I'm going to throw this at you. You play Mariota the rest of the way, which I believe you do anyway because Carr's not 100% and your playoff hopes are pretty much dead at this point.
Yeah.
Just my opinion here. And what if he plays so well that, A, you consider making him your starter? I think that's a long shot. 3 games won't prove enough. But B, and maybe more importantly, maybe you can trade him.
Bingo.
Maybe you can get something for him. Now, you're not going to get a first, second, third, but you trade him for a 4th? That's something for a guy that you brought in to be your backup. I think that is your best upside at this point because let's be honest, you're shifting to the offseason into 2021 at this point if you're being realistic as the Raiders franchise. So I'm typing my MM. I think it's Marcus Mariota. Lots to get into on this Dolphins and Raiders matchup. Dolphins are 3-point favorites in this one. The over-under set at 47.5. That'll be an interesting one because from the Raiders side of things, hammer the over. But the Dolphins' defense is pretty damn good, Mitch.
I'll tell you what, I think this is probably the best defense right now in all of football. But their defense is so simple. And it's amazing because they got Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, the two best corner. It's the best cornerback duo in all the league. They lock up the outside, and then they just bring the freaking house because they're like, okay, if you can beat our corners, you're going to be able to beat us. So I am curious to see how players like Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards do. Can a guy like Nelson Aguilar or Darren Waller really take advantage of this? But it also goes back to the Raiders' top free agent prospect that they wanted this past offseason, Byron Jones. Now they get to go up against them, and this is going to be one heck of a matchup. But, I mean, we'll see. Dolphins playing good football. The Raiders losers 4 of their last 5, and the only game that they won as well against the Jets.